Welcome back, everybody, to Video Games Awesome Live. Phoenix Wright. The defense has proven its claim. Oh yes, we proved that the blue badger looks like the jar. I supposedly got insanely lucky matching it up.
Oh, really?
Apparently people said they had to try to move that fucking jar over and over and over again until it actually matched.
No,
That's
you're
annoying.
MLG Pro, man.
They said it was like akin to the lockpicking in Skyrim that I got. Did you even see that clip, Ben?
No. But lockpicking
It's one of the
in
greatest
Skyrim
moments
was
in my
easy.
life.
Did you pick a
Dude.
really hard lock?
I had 0 lockpicking skill, like level 1, and I picked whatever the hardest lock is.
Ooh, that's impressive.
First try. That's the craziest thing. It just started turning,
Wow.
turning, and I looked at the screen and it was like, it was just unlocked. It was
What did you
insane.
get?
Some
Something
shitty equipment.
shitty, yeah.
Wow.
There's a highlight out there for it. An actual first try.
Wasn't it actually your second try, though?
I can't remember. That's possible, actually.
Still pretty impressive.
Like, you put it in and it broke right away, like, immediately?
I think I put
And
it in and didn't even move the pick. And it just
And it
broke.
broke,
And then I
yeah.
moved it. So the actual first try. Because
Yeah.
the first one was just leaving the pick on default and turning, which you know isn't going to work. And I just like... And it breaks instantly, which actually demonstrated how fucking hard it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But it was a first try.
it was the first actual trying to pick it. The first was just like breaking the pick for no
There
reason.
was like no point in leveling up your lockpicking ability.
There's
in
no
that
point
game.
in anything in Skyrim.
Well,
This
that's-
isn't Skyrim.
That's a bit different.
All right. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime is actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So the badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. What was it doing floating in midair then? I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed, very well then, please tell us. What difference now as the witness saw this jar? The location. It's floating in the window, like in the middle of nowhere. Allow me to take the witness these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. Not only that, but she saw it in a very specific angle. Knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of this jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the murder. On a shelf in the officer Damon Gant's thing. But the body was found lying near Lana Star's desk. The witness
Someone
testified
threw it.
so herself. Yes. And it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
But there is no point.
Are you implying that the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly.
Exactly.
It's starting to piss me off, right? If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. I rest my case.
Oh my god.
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. This is too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. So, the instant the jar was hit and flew through the air? Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to be the impact of the man made when he was knocked into the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
Ah! What?
Ah!
The suit of armor holding that very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. Oh, I didn't think that at all. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to been Neil Marshall, wielding the prosecutor's award. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course the perpetrator would have had no idea with another, but nevertheless, no, if I can go through with this. Is he about to say that Lana, who rushed the suspect, accidentally killed Neil Marshall? Because she didn't know which was which? And bumped him into the...
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place in this defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Whoa. They moved the body to protect Emma. This entire thing was to protect Emma.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No!
Thud.
Whoa.
Wow. She's the origami killer.
Shit.
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was like the witness who took the victim's life.
Fuck, I'm a murderer.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life. And then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented!
Rah, 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 rah.
What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime
I totally
on her?
thought that she would have come in. Okay, anyways.
Your Honor, I would like to prove my case for all and final by pointing out that she's never made that position, that expression before.
First time.
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted the forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe in your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
Didn't we?
Evidence? Well, I did ask the prosecutor, but okay, go ahead, Mr. Wright. I'm willing to let you do so. Bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. Or can we? Weekend at Bernie's 3! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La cucaracha. What do you always dance to?
I don't
I
know.
can't remember.
Was it the rumba or the cucaracha? Da-da-da-da-da. No, that wouldn't have been playing through the whole thing. Was it just a random song?
I
don't know.
Neil Marshall's paraded up to the stage dancing. Because Weekend at Birdie's 1 was that they were trying to make a move. I want to see
Yeah.
that again.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
really
fucking
should.
amazing
Yeah.
movie.
I still am unsure how they got around to making Weekend at Bernie's 2.
The second one,
Was it the same guy?
a voodoo woman puts a curse on him. And he becomes like, anytime he hears music, he starts moving. And they have to.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And he starts dancing like towards stuff, like
Oh, wow.
because there's a voodoo curse on him.
Yeah, we should really watch Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, we should. It's such an
Oh,
amazing
boy.
premise for a movie.
For cereal? Okay, there I moved.
All right. We certainly can't get dead pieces to testify. Okay. Make a day out of it. This has all been wild goose chase from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Touche, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind some person who took his life, the name of the person who took his life somehow. That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
Got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name the victim may have left behind is in the evidence? Let me see. Is it on the jar?
Oh
Remember?
yeah, there's a very distinct pattern
That doesn't show us
of the
anything.
blood. Can't you zoom in anymore?
I can, but what does that show you? I don't see anything.
Not much of anything. You're
Let's
right.
see. I can't even go up. It only lets me rotate, so I
Oh,
can't
that's
even.
weird.
I don't see.
All right, okay.
But they said a red mark. Why did they say a mark and not bloodstains? And it does look very. I don't see an M or an E. Emma. Lana. Gant. I don't see Gant.
I'm not seeing words.
Alright. Blood traces. What else is there that
Apparently
you
you
left
can
behind?
examine the blood stain.
This?
Oh, go back into the. I was wondering that. No, go back into the jar. And then check for evidence on it. See, examine. I still don't friggin' see.
It is really weird, isn't it? Those bloodstains. That's not typical bloodstains. They would show a splatter if it wasn't significant. They wouldn't be like dots and lines.
Yeah.
I don't see anything there though. Plus, if he was stabbed onto that armor, he wouldn't be able to look at that. Or he wouldn't be able to reach out and write that. I'm gonna say it's in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, we must be on the right track. You must have nothing to prove my sister a murder. What is it about these people in this fucking world that don't realize that when somebody does something by accident, it's not murder?
Yeah, dude.
Guess what? She wouldn't have been a murderer. You idiots. Instead, you fucking, like, traumatized her for 2 years, making her think that you don't love her anymore because you won't talk to her.
Lots of people lost their jobs.
Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing here we seek, the truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys the message from the deceased.
What's on that cloth? Is there anything on that?
It's a handprint, and it's got Emma Sky's fingerprints on it. And it's a piece of cloth. Can you guess where it might be from, this cloth?
It's leather.
Oh, it's her handprint when she pushed him.
Same
But
color.
we already know that she pushed
Cut
him.
out from the back of
But they
his
want evidence.
coat.
Yeah, I guess so.
But he didn't leave that behind. That was left behind by the witness. He didn't consciously go and put the handprint on his coat.
Oh, right. We're looking for a message from the deceased.
Yeah, not evidence. That'll come into play later, I'm sure.
It's gotta be the vase.
But
Would he have, like, written that in blood and somehow it's a message, even though we don't know what it is?
because he was half unconscious. We still haven't used this, have we?
I feel like we haven't.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
think
probably
so.
get to
It
it.
sat between the door, I think, of the
Yeah.
thing,
Oh,
but that's
right.
it. There's got to be more to it.
That might be it.
We don't have many choices here.
No.
Go with the vase,
All right.
even though we don't understand it.
Uh-oh, music didn't stop. Oh, it did. This is the message left by the deceased.
So what exactly is this
The
message?
blue badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to speak the... Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name?
Come on,
If
Lana.
that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. Uh-oh. It's full
Uh-oh.
of water.
Ah! It's gonna explode!
That's alright, we can go without this now. Shut up. Are you serious?
I said shut up.
Can you go unplug it, Ben?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Phew.
I was gonna say.
Okay. Alright. Looks like everyone's forgotten about it's just a jar. The message was left here, on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, I have no idea what it says. A faint trail of blood. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Does it? Huh. Couldn't have told you that.
It should be like a smear then.
Should we have used luminol on that? Shit.
Oh.
Can you even do
Never
that?
even thought of that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You can't use this on demand. It doesn't let you use it on demand. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood of the fragments was wiped away. I don't like that. They didn't make it clear that it was wiped away,
No.
in my opinion.
It
That just
would
looks like
be
a...
smudge.
Yeah, there should be like a wipe
Yeah.
motion on it. somewhere.
Yeah, I think it looks like he was trying to write something but couldn't get through it. And it
There's a
looked
line here, drawn in blood. Yeah, so
Okay. So what you're saying?
when you wipe blood, it doesn't turn to dots. This is weird. So what you're saying is that these dots
He
were
said it
once
was not
lines?
wiped away.
No, he didn't say that. He said it was wiped away, and
Yeah.
now Edgeworth is reiterating that. Shima, you don't know what you're talking about.
They've turned lines into dots because of the wipe.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments to heave himself off of that blade and left behind a message. One that apparently was been wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points. And the victim's message will become apparent. No. No.
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
We'll find out after the break.